7 Eastern, 6 Central.
Yeah, so I'm sure I'll remember that come next week.
Yeah,
I
it's
will.
just some manner of number.
Well, it is 7 o'clock, which is the start time, I suppose.
Sure, let's go with that.
This would be an oddity. Not a single player is late to the game.
Now you've said it out loud, so now we're gonna have issues from now on.
Yeah,
I hope you
jinxed
know
it.
that.
No, don't tell me a pole is gonna fall onto someone's electrical network. It's gonna break all the wiring.
You're
That's actually
making it
happened to me.
worse.
I live in
It's
Florida,
happened
so
before.
Shut up, dude. Shut up. Okay. All right. We may end about an hour early tonight. I have been up since an ungodly hour this morning. And when I realized I needed to take a nap, it was too late to take one.
You fool.
Alright. So it was good playing with you guys. I'll see you next week.
Okay, well, let's get started with session 1, and we're waiting on Bajanga to log in.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the link to it. It's not pinged anywhere. It's not pinned anywhere.
I guess I do need to pin that.
Nope, that is not it.
And
We really need to stop talking. We need to just not be sociable in this server at all.
Yeah, that's it. That's it right
It's
there.
making my life incredibly hard in finding that link because of it. There we are.
Yeah, I just posted it and pinned it. And if you don't remember your password, it's game time.
No capitalization.
Not at all. Not at all.
Or spaces.
All right.
We have our stuff.
I am here.
And we'll make sure you all get a long rest. Before we get
God forbid we
started.
fight another owlbear.
Isn't there something on our sheets for that? I think it's in the top right.
There is.
Yeah.
Very top right. Little tent looking icon. But I think we all did take a long rest before we ended.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, just making sure. And that's that. That's what I need. You're all going to have a journal window open up on your screen. Select all. Yes. Show players. And if you'll click the number 2 entry, the code legal, let's talk about the laws of Waterdeep. Nice
No.
Oh
refresher
boy.
course.
I remember how this worked last time. I think we ended up turning to what was it? What was it that Chaos did? Embezzlement, right?
Yeah, I think he broke like half of them, didn't he? But anyway, there's crimes against lords, officials, and nobles, crimes against the city, crimes against citizens, and they all carry various punishments from a fine to flogging to hard labor to not eviction.
Exile.
Thank you. Exile, and hopefully no one will be executed for their crimes.
Well, question: If
I promise nothing.
something bad does happen and someone gets executed, is it against the law to bring them back?
You're not supposed to use magic to solve these problems.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if someone does something wrong, they pay their punishment, they get killed, and then their party member or someone else comes along and says, okay, well, he paid the crime. Now I'm gonna spend the dime into or whatever to bring him back, or him or her back. I mean, is that against any type of rules or anything like that?
I'm looking at these laws, and there's nothing in there about that.
Yeah,
And now my watch has ended.
Hey, I am free.
So, if you are planning on doing something wrong that's going to wind up getting you killed, make sure you have enough to pay off your local cleric to bring you back.
Suddenly the entire party goes out and wears diamond teeth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's getting diamonds. Like I said, we gotta find this journal. We gotta find diamonds. We gotta find diamonds. Okay, so there we go. Code legal.
And I can
And Yilva is almost certainly going to be brandishing weapons without due cause.
Now that's really subjective, isn't it? Like, I just really needed to swing this sword overhead. It was.
yeah, you know.
Well, I mean, does Waterdeep do the entire peace bonding thing where you have to tie your weapon closed? You're allowed to keep it, but you have to tie it shut.
It's my LARPing equipment. I need it for every enactment.
Brandishing weapons without due cause. I have a due cause. That guy overcharged me for a bagel.
I'm a
Well, I'm assuming
lumberjack, and I need I need a two-bladed axe in case one of them goes dull.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of the thing here. I mean, I'm assuming that if we're walking around the city and a bar fight happens and someone pulls a knife, we're allowed to then pull our weapons to defend ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah, pretty much. As long as you have just cause and, they're inside your front door.
I'll use these the same way that I use laws in real life. It'll be fine.
So following them to the letter, then.
Just when they're convenient.
Well, it's only illegal if you get caught. Uh, so let's see, where are you all at? I'm gonna share a map with you just so you can. This is the Last Drop Tavern, and it is where you are currently staying. And for sake of argument, we'll assume you all been there for a few days, and through drinking at the bar, you have met one another. And
It is a black square.
my apologies, and I can take care of that. And it should appear on your screen now.
Yes.
It has.
And where did my journal go? Waterdeep.
Ylvis phasing into the walls.
Yeah, I'm the only person on this I can see on this map.
Yeah, you're the only player. We're all spectating.
Yeah. Let me throw y'all on there, and you can move where you want. And actors. Let's do this the easy way, and we'll delete shear and click, 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 click. And I forgot to change the kobold's token.
I'll do it. I'll fix it.
He's so tiny!
I got it.
I just want to put a circle around him so I can see him.
I'll do that too.
So yes, you are at the Last Drop Tavern, and it is run by a tabaxi by the name of Seafoam Paws.
Seafoam paws.
Seafoam paws.
Seafoam paws.
Hey, don't blame me. Blame ChatGPT.
Keep on pause, man.
See Fong Pao.
uh,
His parents are very creative.
I don't have a problem with the
absolutely.
last name. It's the first name.
I'm sorry?
I don't have a problem with the last name. I have a problem with the first name, Seafoam.
Seafoam.
Well, technically, let me throw up the map of Waterdeep, and
We're right along the docks, aren't we?
you are
We
most
have to be.
definitely in the dock ward,
Okay,
and
that's it.
I'll throw up the map so y'all can see it there. And your that is X. Click. Yeah, it is right in there where the tavern is.
Dock Ward.
Dock Ward, Dock Ward.
Yeah.
Here it is, Dock Ward.
I forgot that this city actually had a map for it.
Mhm.
Yes, and it has quite a big. There's a wiki that has several hundred places in it defined.
Uh,
It would be nice if someone would make it a module.
God, that would be mind-numbing, just creating all the links.
No kidding. I thought about it for about 30 seconds, and it's like, nope, I'm not gonna do it. I'll add what I need. But there are several patrons in the bar. You know, it's early afternoon, and you know you're all sitting around trying to figure out what you want to do to make money.
I'd like to start by getting this map of Waterdeep somewhere the fuck else so I can see the map of the tavern.
Give me
But
a sec,
it's
and I need let's configure basic
oh,
show and navigation to all players. And you should have a tab up in the top left now.
Okay.
All right.
yeah.
So, you know, you're all sitting there, eating, drinking, and being merry, and, you know, trying to figure out what you really want to do in this town. And a couple of the bar patrons are talking about this plague that is affecting the Copper District here in town. And the city's response to it has just been to quarantine the area and not let anybody in and basically sees what happens. They are very indifferent to the plight of these suffering citizens. And one of the things that they are, you know, they're talking about, you know, there's been several deaths. It doesn't seem to be contagious outside of the Copper District. It's only affecting those inhabitants that live there.
Mm. Yes, that definitely sounds like something you should do to a mysterious illness. I mean, it's only peasants being affected, right? So it can't be that bad.
But if someone is going to die, it's best to die in battle and not from some kind of wasting sickness. It degrades. It degrades a person's spirit. Everyone should, if they're going to go out, they should go out fighting. They should never pass away from just weakness.
Agreed.
I think.
Yeah, and the Copper District is actually a warren of poor slums and crumbling old foundries located in the southern ward of Waterdeep. And you know, not having the abundant wealth of the trade ward to the north in the north end of town or the commerce of the dock ward, the copper district is just in shambles. It's run down, neglected, and so forth. And this plague has beset the area. And yeah, the city just quarantined it and, hey, we're just gonna wait out. And they have very little concern for the humans and the half-orcs that are bearing the brunt of this pestilence.
Well, it certainly sounds like the three of you have gotten it worked out. You should go there and wage war upon the local populace so that they can die the way that they should.
And a couple of the people at the at one of the adjoining tables, they're looking at this flyer, and they're wondering if it's worth the risk for the reward. And
Reward. I'm gonna walk up to that group of people and also look at that flyer.
And there we go. Trouble. Transition. And they're cordial and it's like surprised you haven't seen this yet. And they show you the following flyer. And let's see how this works in real game.
By order of House Blackwood, all
Oh my
able-bodied
God.
denizens of the Southern Ward are called to aid in the relief effort of the plague-stricken Copper District. 4 silver shards will be awarded for each day spent working to aid the district. Rewards to be paid by the generosity of House Blackwood and distributed by the Copper District Council. Lady Mara Blackwood.
But they're looking for people just to go help in whatever manner they can, and they will pay.
Have we ever heard of House Blackwood?
You can make a knowledge check if you'd like.
Okay, which kind of
History.
knowledge? Is this history or is this?
Let's see. Let me pull up. History would work.
It's history.
It's
Okay.
history.
Yeah.
Unless it's somehow.
No, that's not my best. So, but I'll try it. And what the heck, why not?
What do I know? Let's find out. I know quite a bit. No,
I know nothing.
I know very little.
Oh my God, the kobold is the smartest one in the group.
They all
Yes.
jumped in.
You know that they are a powerful house that has ruled in, or not ruled, but been part of Waterdeep for many generations. It, the the matriarch of the family, Lady Westera Blackwood, it's rumored that she is one of the masked lords of Waterdeep. And also being known for being a cold and pragmatic woman. Um, you know that she has 3 children, Bran, Mara, and Ander.
All right.
Okay. Mara
Mepio?
being the middle child, so therefore probably the one most looking for love. No, but Mara
Oh,
seems to be the
no.
most the most generous here. She's the one who seems to be trying to help these individuals. I don't know much about House Blackwood, but I don't think I've ever heard of them being overly super generous or kind or very popular. So
A more
kind of weird.
soul might say that they're just looking to spread the plague. After
But
all,
why would they
if
be
they've
paying for our
quarantined the plague,
efforts? Actually, no, that makes a bit of sense. It's measly 4 silver for people to help out in the plague, which
Well,
means
4
the
silver
most
per day.
per day, yes. But that would incentivize people which are in desperate need of money to be into a plague-stricken area. Thinking about it a bit,
the delightful way to kill off all the city's poor. I wholeheartedly
yes.
approve.
That is the thought I came across. They'd be incentivized to spend their time digging through the straps of the city streets, picking up this plague. But what money could be made of this plague for us, I say? I think there could be much incentive for people to pay for to grab their items from their dwellings, all the ones that fled from that district. We'd be getting double the pay.
That district is pretty poor as is, so whoever did get out of there quickly enough before the plague struck probably doesn't have to worry about leaving too much behind. I mean, the Copper District isn't very wealthy. It's like I say, it's very slums. So whoever did leave there probably are not keen on going back or getting anything back from there.
There's always those of ill repute using that area as a hideout of sorts.
Right.
They might not want to risk their health to obtain their stolen riches, but they might be enticed to obtain those riches nonetheless.
Do you happen to know these people so that we can go talk to them?
I have dabbled in the underworld of the city for a time, but my reputation is
Well,
not
maybe
as
the work
well as I'd like it to be.
that House
that's a
Black is
no.
offering isn't maybe going to buy, but could be other things. Anyway, there are other rewards other than just coin. When adventurers live by their reputation, if we gather the reputation of being trustworthy and able to solve something like the plague that's happening down in the southern ward in the Copper District, others may come to us looking for those types of heroes. After all, those with the best reputations command the best jobs.
We might also be struck as plague bearers, since we'd be acquainted with the district itself.
Plague
The
bearers
High
bring the
Lords
plague.
might not want to deal business with us if they hear our obsessant reliance on that job.
Well,
I
if
say
that
go
was
for
true,
it.
then we'd be dead.
Correct.
That too. I have no qualms with any of these things.
And if we survive the plague, well then that just shows we're hardy enough to not even a plague can harm us.
I don't know about you, but I have no intentions of touching any diseased peasants. Still, I'm more than happy to go along and have a look if it means we can uncover some manner of scheme. I always like a good scheme.
Regardless of what we intend, we might want to actually visit the one that would be handing out the money incentive to understand exactly what they'd want from us to redeem these silver shards. I assume being in the proximity of the region is not enough to be paid, so I think we should know the more specifics of the matter.
I guess the best for you to talk to would be that of the Copper District Council as well as House Blackwood, as they're the ones who are handling this.
Yes, I concur. I have no idea who the two of you are when you're speaking, because they did not establish the voice of the name.
Oh, no problem. This is Brother Kyron Stern.
All right, you're the one clad in armor.
Mm-hmm.
Then the other.
I haven't spoken yet for this conversation, but I'm Yilva.
All right. Well, deduction skills. I think I might know what the other one might be. So this job, it pays. It's not a bad pay. It'd be 4 silver each between the 4 of us, so that's per person. That's quite a hefty sum if we're there a while.
I mean,
I
four
think it'd be
silver
a
a
good
day.
incentive.
Give it 5 days. That's equate to almost 2 gold right there.
Yes, that's more than a peasant's lot in months of work.
I'd say that amount there could entice many a greedy, enterprising person. Well, I'm gonna go try for this because if no other reason, then it's against my belief to allow people to die from sickness and not from a fight. So I'm gonna go try to see what I can do about this. And who knows?
I
If
agree.
something
Let's
good
go
happens,
fight the peasants.
I agree. Let's grab some money while we're on the way. We're already in town, might as well make the most of it.
right? All right. So I guess on the flyer there's a the other party the other group of people that had it. They said, does the flyer here tell you, or did they tell you where you have to go if you want to try to apply to work or perform these tasks?
Yeah, they tell you to pretty much go to the gates of the Copper District for
Okay.
more details.
Well, then
So,
let's get to it.
And back on the Waterdeep map, over in the southern ward, you have a section outlined in green, I believe.
Mm-hmm. There it is.
Yellowish green. uh,
Okay.
that is the Copper District.
Right.
Wall Street's in the Copper District. That's a change of pace.
they're doing penny stocks over there.
Penny stocks.
All right.
Absolutely. So, you all start making your way through the busy streets of Waterdeep, and as you're passing through one of the market squares, you haven't got to the Copper District yet, but you're close, and you see standing atop a crate on one of the street corners is a haggard-looking man, and he's calling out in a hoarse voice, and he's yelling over the crowd, who just seem indifferent to what he's saying. And he's like, "Please, brothers and sisters of the city, hear me. The Copper District needs your aid. The plague has cost many lives, but many more may be saved. We need able-bodied people to help track down the source of the infliction. And the young lady Blackwood has offered a reward of 50 platinum suns to who aids in finding its cause."
Ooh.
Ooh.
Now that sounds a bit more up our alley.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And you're watching him, you're listening, you're taking in the whole scene, and as he continues on, the small crowd that's around him starts to thin out, and they dispense, and one brutish-looking man who was in the crowd calls out, "No amount of platinum will get me to go into that infested rat trap." And the crowd just pretty much dwindles down to just a couple of people listening to him.
The old man who's speaking, how does he dress? Is he dressed like a member of the Copper District, or does he dress? Is he dressed like a servant of
Uh,
maybe like House Blackwood?
he is not dressed as either. However, just by his clothes and his demeanor, you can tell he's unshaven, and he's haggard looking, but his clothes are that of someone with a little bit of influence, you know. His clothing is tailored.
Okay. All right, so
Probably
he could
some
actually be a
man with
member of
middle
the.
manner.
He'd be a member of the Copper District Council. Then he could be one of those individuals. I'm gonna go walk up to him and go, sir. By your speech and by your manner here, I'm assuming that you are one of the members of the Copper District Council.
Yes, my name is Sandor Lackman, and I'll throw that in the chat. And yes, I'm first of all, I'm a citizen of the Copper District, and I'm part of the council there. And are you interested in helping?
Oh, the 50 Platinum Suns definitely does help pique my interest. Yes. What exactly has the Copper District learned so far?
Absolutely nothing. We do not know what's causing this plague, uh, and really it's just affecting the citizens of my district.
Mhm.
And you know, Waterdeep has turned a blind eye. They're just gonna wait and see what happens. And you know, I pled
Okay.
with the Blackwoods for silver to help hire help for our sick people. And you know, House Blackwood stepped in to offer a relief effort. They have people that's distributing bread and so forth to those in need. And
Good man, we've heard a lot about this disease that's running rampant, but what is it? What does it do?
What are the symptoms?
uh, nausea, vomiting. They end up running a high fever, followed by death.
No, standard flu then. Okay.
All right. So when you affecting Copper District, what does my
Is there
medicine skill tell me that of such plague and sickness like this? Is it like most common like to see? Is it like something that is passed through someone breathing, or does it seem to be more of like someone sharing food, or
I
because
mean, you'd have to see
since
it
it's
happen.
only since it's only here in the Copper District, is like is it only happening because of the water that's being supplied to the Copper District? Because maybe the water supply got tainted or something like that. That's what I'm wondering about. So
Well,
what does my
that's
medicine skill
something
tell
we'd
me?
have to investigate.
Yeah, you couldn't just know what the cause was with a medicine. You'd have to actually go to the site of it
Oh, because
spreading.
I thought, like if I can compare what his symptoms are to like other sicknesses I may have seen in the past and what causes them, that's what I'm thinking about.
I think those symptoms can be caused by all the things you said.
Eh, I'm gonna roll it anyway.
Yes, as it was just pointed out, these symptoms can match a lot. But,
Mm.
you know, they're not talking about coughing or, you know, anything else that you would associate with the flu.
Okay. Well,
What
then,
interests me
I'm
is
going to say with year 14, you at least have an inkling that it's not a viral infection.
okay.
what interests me is if is this plague spread? Well, this plague kill more demi-human, non-human, or humanoids? Is there like a common killer amongst these? Is this spread to everybody equally? Are the residents of the Copper District as a whole getting killed, or are humans living longer? being
Well,
less affected by this.
if you'll remember what they said back in the bar, it was mostly humans and, what was it, half-orcs, I think?
Half-orcs.
Yes,
Yeah,
but
that's the majority of the residents, but it's pretty much hit or miss. Uh, two members in a family can be affected, but everyone else is unaffected.
hmm, would you happen to recall the beginnings of this plague, or how long it's been in effect?
Let's say it's been going on for at least a couple weeks now.
Couple of weeks. What of the death toll?
Um, yeah,
There's nothing marked.
yeah, there's no specific number, but, many lives have been lost. And, let's say at least a good half of the district is sick.
I wouldn't know the number of half the district or the full district, so that couldn't really put a pin on anything.
In any case, I've got a stellar question for you. He, Goodwill addresses the man. The district's under quarantine. If we go in there, can we get out again?
If you are in the employ of the Copper District to aid relief efforts, you are able to come and go.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, I'll have to take your word at that.
But if not, good luck getting through the gates, and if you manage, good luck getting out.
So if it is to be marked that people employed are to be out, are we going to be given drab and gobs showing that we work to help these efforts? Because any
Uh,
commoner they could say they were employed to go in
uh,
there.
he will give you the proper documentation to get you in and out of the gates.
Ooh, can I get one of those masks that the plague doctors wear? Those are always so nice.
Plague doctor, plague doctor.
Uh, you'd have to buy it on your own, but I don't think anyone would care if you wear
Goodwill
it.
Goodwill immediately loses interest. Just tisk.
And as you're talking with him, um, he does mention that House Blackwood did step up and to help with the relief efforts, and the three Blackwood children are spearheading the relief efforts.
Hmm.
They're making
All three of them
sure
doing it.
that the bread gets made and gets distributed, and uh, they've had doctors come in and healers, and it's not doing much good. And
Are the Blackwoods local to this district?
no, they are up in the Castle Ward.
That's a bit odd, but well, I suppose the thing to do would be to get in there and have a look around then.
Hmm.
I suppose that could be beneficial.
Get right in the nitty gritty. Step over some dying peasants, dig around in some trash, and we'll find ourselves a nice little payday.
Hmm.
Let's go get our documentation, I guess.
Funny thing is, he reaches into his jacket pocket, and I'm out here on the street corner trying to find help, and well, if you're interested, I have documentation. I just need you to sign your name on my list here so I know that you're official, because, we don't want anyone just running around with these pieces of paper.
I have no
The
idea if he's
look-
telling the truth or not.
Yes,
You
that
know my
definitely looks like paper to you, Stern.
yeah
Yeah,
yeah
I mean, you'd be inclined to believe him with that
yeah.
nat one.
And he's like,
Looking at
if
this, go on.
yeah, go ahead.
Looking at this paper, is there any names I recognize on it?
No.
All right, good. That's really good. That's very good for me. I
And
See.
suppose I'll write my name on the paper.
yeah, he's
So
like,
worst that
oh,
can happen.
we are so thankful for your help. And, uh, it's taken me a lot to get any kind of relief effort going. And, yeah, just between you and I think the only reason that the Blackwoods are involved, it's just another calculated plan by Lady Blackwell to make, us common folks think well of her sickly son, Ander. And
And who's that?
Ander has been named the heir of the Blackwood family.
All right.
But you said that they weren't local to this area, so I'm not sure I understand the motivation.
It's good PR for them for the entire city.
Huh.
Hmm.
I guess I'm mostly just confused as to why the council isn't taking a greater interest in a potential plague within the city. But no matter.
Well, they did say it's been weeks since it started, and it's been contained solely to the
Yes,
Copper District.
and during your conversation with Sandor, he has, he mentions that it, it's really strange. We've got several relief workers now and so forth, and none of them have contracted the plague.
Seems
I
like it's something targeted on the district then. In any case, we should get in there and have a look around, and Goodwill will go ahead and sign the paper with his name. Although, you see, he'll kind of hesitate as he scratches out his last name onto it.
my throat.
And, are all of you signing?
hmm
Okay. And he gives
Yes.
each one of you all a very official looking piece of paper, and he writes your names on it and says, show this to the guards at the gate, and uh, any way that you can help out would be great. Um, they do have the Blackwoods have employees or employees that are, passing out the bread and so forth and feeding the people because, as you can tell, a lot of people are very hesitant to enter the Copper District normally, let alone during a plague.
The place you advertise in is not preferable. If you are seeking the fortune of the many, best off near a church, where most people there are probably better off, or more likely to do something out of the kindness of one's heart.
No, because I tell you right now, there are plenty of churches that do not care about that.
You were literally just sitting at a table with a priest? He questions, looking over at Stern. priest who is all about glorious slaughter and battle. I don't think there's a whole lot of benevolent goodwill going on there.
I know of some worshippers which are compelled to assist people not out of their own willingness, but out of their deity's demands.
Seems to me like that would defeat the purpose, but okay.
I never said they were of good. I never said they were of good faith.
In any case, let's head on in, shall we?
Okay. You start
Oh.
headed. Go ahead.
Before that, what was the name of the child that Sonder mentioned, who he thought she was trying to curry favor with?
It is Ander.
Okie dokie. I'm just making notes.
The kobold voice is finally starting to hit me.
Told you not to do it.
You fool!
Now I'm gonna do it.
You have to do it, man thing. Don't stop.
Grab some water,
Reminded me,
man. Grab some water.
making me think of the time I found out that the original voice actor for Yosemite Sam apparently injured himself doing that voice.
Not surprising at all.
Mm-hmm.
No, not at all. Okay, you start headed toward the gates of the Copper District, and the gates themselves are a pair of ancient vaulted wooden doors, and they are plated in this peeling green copper foil. And you're still a little bit a ways from it, and you can tell that city guards are standing guard at the gates. And just by their demeanor and so forth, you can tell that these are trained guards. These are not just, someone on punishment detail and, hey, you're going to guard, but they're very serious about keeping people from entering and so forth. Even though the city is indifferent, they don't want it to spread.
I can understand apathy entirely.
And as you're working your way up to the gate, you're on this filthy road and so forth, and you see the small, heavily carved carriage that's of dwarven make, and it's stuck in one of the ruts on the side of the road. And, there's a pair of draft ponies that are pawing on the cobbles. They want to go and so forth. And you see this dwarf dressed in fine silk with gold rings on each of his square fingers. And, you can tell he's having difficulty getting this cart out of the rut.
Well, not my problem.
And as you start to walk by him, it's obvious that this dwarf is a wealthy merchant. And he's like, uh, gentlemen, could I have some assistance here for a moment? I just need a strong individual to help me get my cart out of here.
Will kind of rolls his eyes and he says, You look moderately muscular." He looks her up and down. "Do you think you could maybe, I don't know, kick it? Or, well, the cart, not the dwarf. Just get it away from us."
I could give it a shot, but it did sound like he was calling for the boys.
My
I
apologies.
must.
My apologies.
I
I
had to. I had to do it.
Goodwill's thinking. I'm going to pretend I didn't hear that part. Go on, go on.
Uh, okay. So am I doing an athletics check? Great start tonight.
Yeah.
Here, let me try to give you a hand with that. The brother Kyron's gonna try. So he's gonna.
Is he gonna roll or use the help
Yeah.
action?
Well, yeah.
Do you want me to roll? Do you want me to give you the help action?
Help action might be better. I can do that. I
Alright, I'll
can
give you the help
roll with
action.
advantage.
Mhm.
Much
Roll better.
better.
Absolutely. And, with a nice grunt, you manage to move
Put your
his
legs.
cart back onto the roadway. And the dwarf, he is very grateful to you and so forth. And he introduces himself as Rick Amberforge. And that is in the chat window as well. And he's like, I was just taking a side road, trying to avoid the quarantine zone or the hassle of the quarantine zone. And he's like, I'm very thankful for your help. And as he's standing there talking, um, you see another carriage come by, and uh, it splashes you with mud as it goes by. And you see it go up to the gate, and it slows down, but it does not stop. But you notice the city guards open the gate and just allow it to go in freely. And Uh, you know, uh, Rurik is wiping the mud from his robes, and he goes, that carriage was likely the lady of the house Westra Blackwood. She wouldn't even lift a finger to help a drowning pup. But, at least her children are an all right lot, managing the relief effort, and God knows these poor souls need it.
And she just went into a heavily infested plague district.
Yes.
Okay.
I wanted to ask if the Copper District was the type of place where accidents might occur, and as Yilda saying that she wipes the mud from her eyes. But if that's the lady of the house, that may not be the best idea.
Yeah, the Copper District, like I said, it's poor, it's run down, it doesn't have a steady stream of commerce, and it's
Full of all the people that you would deeply wish a plague to fall upon.
that might be accurate.
And people call me a barbarian.
I know, I know. I'm old John.
Yeah, he's like, where are you all headed?
Oh, well, I thought we would head into the copper district and poke some peasants while they lie dying in the soil. What's it to you?
Well, I was, if you're going to help out and you don't have paperwork to get in, I've got my merchant credentials that will get me through the gate along with my party if you all need help.
Well, we were going in and we've already signed up to help, but I'm sure there's no harm in accompanying you as well.
Yeah, he's like, I appreciate it, and I'm uh, delivering some much needed supplies to the area, and you come up to the gate, and the guards are like, halt, this area is quarantined, no admittance without the proper authorization, very official sounding, and extremely stern.
Goodwill's just going to let the merchant talk.
Rory goes, yeah, I'm Rory Gamberforge. Here's my merchant papers. These are my employees, and they're going to help me unload this wagon. And the guard looks at the paper, and he looks over, and he's like, I know lately we seem to have an awful lot of kobolds in our city, but you actually hired one?
I know, they're filthy creatures, aren't they?
Well, they'll be right at home in the Copper District, and he motions for the other guard to open the gate, and, you know, Rorik whips the horses, and they move forward, and you all are inside the gate, and the squalor becomes apparent.